It's 6:28 a.m. here in the UK, in the northwest of England. So I am coming on trying to get to 500 followers, trying to get to that peak, target that I set myself over a week ago of coming on live every 12 hours or so to connect and do readings and ascension chit chat. So welcome in everybody. Thank you for joining me. I am AnchorHaven, and on my channel, we talk about mystical wellness, which is a little bit of magic and mystery. And we also get into the super soldier, secret space program, military abduction, deep underground military base, ancient technology and artifacts, on and off world aliens, and so much more on this channel. And so it's great to connect with everybody at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, so which is about 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. Central, and probably about 10:30, I don't know, Pacific. I have no idea. But welcome everybody. Hello James. Good morning. How are you? It is Wednesday. It's Awakened Wednesday already for me. Um and I've got the Keepers of the Light Oracle today. My voice is still catching up. And I've been awake for about 30 minutes chatting with a friend, but I thought, I've got to get out of bed, and do the live. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you are. And if you would like a card, a guide, a guardian, then I will pull one for you. But yeah, so hopefully everyone will fall in. I see Rob just finished a show like an hour ago or something, with Nathan Sazak. So that looked interesting. I couldn't even stay up. I couldn't even stay up for the Rune show. I was absolutely bushed. After I did the show with Ida AI, my energy was like, whew, this is a lot. Yeah. So, but it's nice to talk to another person who's got rapid energy. Because a lot of the time I talk to people and their energy is very, very slow. So yeah. So I have had an interesting encounter. Because it's funny because I've not spoken to Audrey for a while, and then yesterday she sent me a message and an email and things like that, and wanting to catch up. So I was chatting with Audrey Walters a little bit last night, which is very interesting. I will do a show with her at some point, just not yet, not yet. So we've done a couple of personal shows together, and she's come on my channel. And so if you haven't yet followed Audrey at Starseed Netlink, please do. She's got a fantastic channel for people who are, new into galactic work and would like things to be defined a bit more, and if you're into stargates and missing time, good morning. You're feeling a bit slow. And yeah, my even my voice is very deep and scratchy this morning. I know something's definitely going around because my son came home last night, just went straight to bed. So I wanted to check on him. He's just on his bed in the dark, like, oh, I'm tired. So the energy is, hey Jasper, good morning. The energy is slowing down. The sleep trap spell is out there. The sleep targeting has begun, and they're slowing down people's nervous systems, slowing down their digestion, putting people into the sleep trap more, into the mole world as well. And I was talking to a UK super soldier who was saying that she remembers when the Mal world was under construction, when it was being built years ago. She remembers it going from being a warehouse to the shopping mall, and she remembers seeing it like with hardly any population in there, and then suddenly, over the years, it's filled with people. And then I spoke to a friend last night. I spoke to David Purcell, and he said he's been encountering this shopping mall, this mall world, but it was on a ship. And I thought, okay, that's an interesting point of view, because we've generally thought of it as a space in the astral, like people are going into the astra and they're kind of getting taken into like a confined space in the astral, which is the mal world, mal. So, and but is it on a ship or is it in the astral realm? What do you guys think about the mal world? Yeah, sorry, my American accent is so bad. James is saying it was kind of draining day. Yeah, yesterday was a slow, draining day. It was indeed. So what are you guys dealing with right now? at 6:33 a.m. here in the UK, in the northwest of England, in Liverpool City region. Or was it in an underground facility? See, I believed it was an astral space. Um, However, my version, because I do think I've been there a few times, but my version, I kept getting drawn to that parking lot that leads into the underground base in Toronto, which is the Monarch facility, and I got a trigger from the guy who does the rollerblading. Um, and I didn't realize he was in Toronto. But I saw there's like I even sent this screenshot to a friend because like he's doing this rollerblading through this parking lot, and then at the end it slopes down and there's this white space at the end, and I was like, oh, I know that space because it was just like in the island. Let's go to the island, And I was like, I've been in that space for sure, and that's like leading into the Monarch Dome. So the underground city, yeah. So it's making me think, mall world, because that parking lot is below a massive shopping mall, somebody said, in Toronto, which is supposed to be like a huge mall. I've not looked into it too deeply because it scares me. And I'm getting pushed to get over my fear of scary stuff. John Whitberg's been on at me for a while to get over this fear of scary stuff, like the SRA and all that weird stuff. I'm getting pushed in that direction right now, and I was a bit relieved actually that Ida didn't go into her story too deeply, because I'm still a bit raw and delicate from my Kit Kat um, incidents recently. So, yeah, you love scary movies. I don't love scary movies because they repeat in my mind. My mind does not switch off. My mind always has something going on. So there's still a Freddy movie in there from when I was 15. Yeah, from like 35 years ago. There's a Freddy movie in that. And of course, that's linked into the programs as well. That's a sleep trap, isn't it? So interesting. So James used to have a lot of them as a teenager, and then the connecting tunnel systems to different ones. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So, I think we might even have a blue sky again today. Yesterday was very warm. A stranger stopped me in the street to talk about how good the weather was yesterday. I was like, pardon? Pardon? like, and he's like, it's great, isn't it, love, the weather? And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just said, oh, yeah, it's amazing, and just carried on walking, just didn't even stop. But I was in shock that I was confronted by a stranger in the street, an unusual looking gentleman. Memories of night travels, of all of those things, yes. See, I generally don't remember what's going on at night in my head. There's definitely a lot of kind of wipes before I come back into this realm. I sleep intermittently, or so I believe, that I'm waking up constantly. That's how I feel. I don't I don't have a very deep sleep often. So and Jason doesn't sleep hardly ever. I don't know how Jason functions. I really don't. I don't know how he gets through his day to day. Yeah, interesting, interesting. So I've got the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards, which are goddesses, deities. Let's see who's in this deck actually. So we've got some angels, some goddesses, Ashtar commanders in here. We have got some random angels, some ladies, some lords. The Holy Spirit is in here, the Shekinah, Guan Yin, Saint Germain. They're all in this deck. So Odin. So we'll see who comes out. If anybody would like a card, let me know. So yeah, so I was going to be doing a video with David Purcell today, and he's pushed it a little bit, so I'm hopefully going to try and do that on Friday. We're going to be doing some map work, some grid work, remote viewing into the underground, not underground, the undersea. So it's like an undersea series. James is sleeping around 5 a.m. Now, it used to be 4 a.m. until we started to do these lives. And then now it's pushing to around 5 a.m. Don't get up around noonish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So solar powered. I go to sleep. After this, I'll go into meditation for a couple of hours, and then I'll fall asleep, and then I'll probably wake up around 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock. I'm working on a new course that I'm launching tomorrow, which is my Violet Flame Reiki Mastery Program. So I'm just checking that I've got all the content that I need for that, reviewing things a little bit. And I'm leading a crystal workshop on Saturday at a local spiritualist church. So hopefully I'll get some money off that, and it'll become a regular occurrence. So today I need to start sorting out my stock and try and find 15 pendulums. What do you guys think? Have I got 15 pendulums hidden here somewhere? Possibly. I don't know, but that's what I'm working on today. I have a bit of a process before I get into bed. Okay, interesting. So if you're going to bed at 4 or 5 a.m., do you live alone, James, or have you got a partner who goes to bed at a regular time? How does that impact things? That's really weird. So my ex-partner used to be on nights and I was on days, but our entire relationship, he was nights and I was days anyway. So I've always been an early riser, and he was always like a late night drinker and that kind of thing. So yeah, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Um, because you're just passing in the night, aren't you? It's just, yeah, it's tricky. But yeah. So I was chatting with Audrey Walters yesterday. She goes to bed 3 to 4 hours before you. So that's really tricky, isn't it? It's like how she's getting up as you're kind of you're only in bed together like a couple of hours, and but more and more people are sleeping in separate beds now because of this kind of thing. I know one of my sisters, sometimes she ends up in a separate room to her husband, and they've been doing it for years. And when you go back to the 1950s, everybody did have separate beds, and I think that's actually really healthy. I think that's great. It's like, would I share a bed with somebody now? Probably not. Probably not at all. But I did adopt something from one of my European friends where everybody had their own duvet, right? So in Europe, it's really normal for people to have single duvets on a double bed, and they're side by side, they're folded over in the day, and then you've got your own duvet in the bed, right? So there's no chance of somebody like pulling the covers. And you snore, yeah. Yeah, with this voice, I definitely snore. I'm very nasally. But yeah, so I think more and more women are prioritizing peace and they're veering into their own room or separate bed or whatever. And no more of this double bed nonsense. It's ridiculous. Yeah. 10,000 kitties. That's quite funny. So yeah. So it's like it's tricky when you opposite to your partner, I guess. That's tricky. Yeah, I don't think I would ever live with anybody ever again. And I even had a reading, and oh, it was a palm reading. Oh, I need to share that. I shared it with Flix, and she's just like, "Oh my god, that's spot on." So I had this palm reading at a show recently, and the lady was not just reading the palm in the traditional sense; she was looking at the hand, looking at kind of like circles on the fingers, and even like how soft and hard and things. It was just amazing. So she was highlighting certain things on my hand, and she literally told me that relationships will be successful if I live apart. And this woman knew nothing about me. But she's saying, whatever relationship I have, I need to have my own space. As long as I got my own space, it'll be successful in that way. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, like everything she said, she just nailed me to a T. I've got it voice recorded. I'm thinking, should I put it on my podcast? So I'm thinking it was so good, this lady. And we've done a swap. So I gave her access bars consciousness and she read my palm. And the only thing that kept coming into my mind was I've never felt so seen. I have never felt so seen by anyone in my entire life. Like nobody knows me as well as that lady, apart from maybe Drago Reed, who believes he knows every single thing about me because he remembers me from other contexts of existence. So, I know, but even he, I think I shock at times. That was some of the things I say or do, right? I like to be unpredictable. I know, but she read this palm, she read the hand, and it was so good. I felt like I need to do her training course because it was so good. So maybe one day in the future I will do that course. I'm going to pick a guardian for the collective energies, a guardian that's going to help us get through today, potentially the end of the week. Is there a guardian from the Keepers of the Light deck that would like to support us today? Is there a message of encouragement? There's a few different ones that might come out. Oh, we've got Lady Venus. You've been married for 33 years. 33 years. That is insane. I bet you are good at it by now. I was watching this thing on Instagram, and there was a guy giving really bad advice, and his wife's behind him going, I know. And one of the things the guy was saying is just tell her to calm down, or just tell her she looks like her mother and all this. And the wife's in the background going. So, Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. That's interesting. We've just been talking about the astral realm. Lady Venus. So, let me just find out where is she actually from, because so she's the twin flame of Sanat Kumara. Now he started to come into my energy more than 6 months ago. They are actually keepers of the violet flame, which is quite interesting. The light beings of Venus, known as Venusians, are now coming to light workers on Earth to help them with their connections, understanding, and capacity to share divine love. Lady Venus is a wonderful keeper of the light to call on when you're trying to forge a connection with the heavens or finding it difficult to understand signs, symbols, and guidance that are being sent to you physically or through meditation. She also allows us to connect with or focus on particular energies so we can understand them more. If you're studying a spiritual subject at this time, call on Lady Venus. Now, there's an extended message, and it says, high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, and having the sense that beings are visiting you in your sleep are all signs that you're receiving downloads from heaven. Whenever this is happening, spend some time in contemplation and ask the universe what you really need to know. So it could be downloads coming in. Yesterday, I did notice something in my room. It was like a mist. I noticed something like misty, just kind of catching my eye. Hi, Danny, how are you? So I just picked the card Lady Venus about downloads and information, understanding coming in. That's a collective card. And okay, JDZ, over 18s only on this channel. And I say that firmly before my mods do. So welcome everybody. It's 6:45 a.m. here in the United Kingdom. So it's like 1:45 Eastern in America. How is everybody? Let me know how you're doing. Family in the 19th century. What are you talking about, Jay? What are you talking about? Fill us in. Oh, Armando, how are you? I hope that's your name, because if it's not, it is now. Whenever I see you now, that's what comes into my mind. How are you? We're doing Keepers of the Light today. So these are gods, goddesses, guardians, angels. Anybody would like a card, let me know. Random general guidance as usual. Take what resonates and just throw away the rest. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Wednesday. The sky is almost blue. I see two planes in the sky releasing the contrails already. And there are some, I think we're going to have a warm day. Oh, the sky is slightly pink in one area. So red sky in the morning. Sailors are warning? Sailors are warning? I don't know. It's claiming he is 19, I think. I don't know. I don't think so. Well, yeah, as long as there's no weird comments, that's fine. So what's going on with everybody? Oh, Paul the Venetian's just come in. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? So, red sky at night, sailor's delight. But this is red sky in the morning. Sailors on morning? Is that right? There's a slight red sky. It's just towards the back, not massive. It's just the leftover sunrise, I think. Over the River Mersey. Blood moon tonight. Oh, yes. What does everybody think about the blood moon energies? It makes me think about practical magic. You've never heard of the card. What does everyone think about Practical Magic 2 coming out? When is that releasing, Jason? I'm interested in that. You know what? I'm so hungry this morning. My food's been getting more and more random as I run down my freezer in anticipation of payday next week. So, oh dear. Yeah. Would anybody like a card? Would anybody care for a card this morning? A Keepers of the Light. James says, back in the day, I did have some sailor delight while I was in the Navy. What does that mean? What does that mean? No, I didn't get a job, but I have some money that I'm waiting for. That comes in around the 15th. And it's very overdue, let's put it that way. So I'm lucky I've got the lights on and a roof over my head at this point. You have the same dreams again. Yeah. Okay, Armando, tell us a bit about these dreams that you've been having. Can you go into a little bit of detail? Because that would be really interesting. I'm Mania Zara. Hi, how are you? Adults only for this channel, please. Good morning. Good morning. You are welcome. As long as we stick with the ascension themes. Okay, already. So, and we speak English over here. We speak English. Oh, Matthew West. Blood Moon has me tripping in dreams, thinking they might be missions. Was in a mall, then underground places, then saving puppies. Memories don't add up, but the moon has been the big key, I think. 6:48. Lamania, let us know where you are. What time zone you're on. Hope all is well. Moon is looked awesome in Australia. What time is it there, Matt? What time is it for you? Is it afternoon time? Evening, must be evening time. Yeah, all good over here. Oh, you're in Sheffield. Well, that's not how you spell Sheffield, dear. You think I was there before Atlanta Lost City in Reincarnation? Yeah. 4:49 in Australia. So Entertainment Network. So Atlantis, yeah, most of us are Atlantean souls. Some of us are old enough to be Lemurian souls. Lemuria was a very long period of time. My Lemurian memory is restricted to being a water being at the moment. Dreams are weird right now. Yes. Has anybody been visiting the mall, the shopping mall? Let's all go to the mall. Sorry, I can't say. Mall, Pall Mall. Has anybody been going to the mall? And what does everyone think, possibly, about Mall World being on a ship, which is the latest intel I've had come in? Holodeck? What do you think about that? I need to talk to John Whitberg about holodecks, actually, and see what's possible with that. You didn't have a dream, or so you believe. So do you just wake up and you've got like a blank slate in your mind? Soon people will have dreams of an Amazon world. Okay, you heard that here first. Jason Missing Time is dropping an Amazon world scenario. Not the Amazon. I've done a remote view into like an Amazon area when I was on one of Felix Heist's sessions, and I had a really profound experience. It's like we went to a particular location down there where there was water and then there was the banks. I might have shared this with you guys before, but we were in this suspended in the sky, basically clearing the air. And we were just suspended there, and I could literally see and feel myself suspended in the sky, sending out waves of energy to clear the air, to clear the clouds or whatever. And then we kind of, as a team, descended down towards this lake, this kind of water source, water body. And then he kind of said, okay, let's go on the land. And I felt myself just kind of float and step into the land, go through the bushes. And then I saw an Indian guy, like a teenage, attractive Indian warrior, come up to me like, and I followed him. And as I walked, I changed into my Indian squaw self. And I felt like I might have been, the daughter of the chief or something. And we kind of went through the Amazon brush into a little village. And I cried. It was so peaceful, so loving. I felt so seen and included in this experience that I'd literally tapped into a memory of my native self. And it was very profound. Yeah, it was really amazing. All you see is black when you're sleeping. Okay. Have you tried to journal when you wake up about that? See, I don't have a lot of dreams either. I will have some things, but then they'll go very quickly. Thank you for the compliments, but it's not necessary. So, yeah, so Yeah, so I think my Starseed family, Palladian, are watching me and telling me about this. Interesting, yeah. Does anybody connect with their ET guys, star family, when they go to sleep? Uh, you can give me a riddle, providing that it's safe and it's not naughty or rude in any way. You can give me a riddle, providing that you understand that I probably won't get it. I'm very literal. I'm a literal being. Like, yeah. So what do you think? So moderators are saying no riddles. Yeah, we've been burned a few times. How do you get your writing to change like that? Yeah, so we have an alternative channel here. So we're used to talking about weird stuff, but at this time of day, we get people coming in with childish things and nonsense and whatever. So yeah, we're on high alert at this point. So thank you everybody. Maybe another show. Thank you everybody for joining us. How do you do that? How do you change your writing? That is so cool. That is so awesome. It's 6:54 a.m. here in the UK, so I've got Keepers of the Light cards if anybody would like some general guidance. And oh, I don't even know how to change the font on anything at all. Let's change the background. Have I got a new picture? Have I got a new picture? Let's see if I can update my pictures. Oh, I was hoping that I had the picture of me and Jane, but I haven't. So Jane Hatch, she put a comment on Facebook saying that she enjoyed the show, and Jane Hatch enjoyed the show, but she had just one question for me: am I a clone of her, or is she a clone of me? Because I put the picture of us side by side, and she's like, we're so mirrored, right? And there's pictures of her when she's younger and when she looks like me with blonde hair, basically. And so I've commented and said, well, anything is possible, but I've been waiting for somebody to say, is she my mother's base DNA? And but then if she is, then it's possible that it's Draco's as well. So I think Palladians were the lost city of Atlanta. You mean Atlantis or Atlanta, Georgia? So Atlantis, yeah. Palladians, there's a mixture of races there. So, I remember being humanoid, but I've been told that I was SSP observing back then. I've been told I was a villager. I remember being a priestess. I remember being a boy in a temple of the skulls. So I remember quite a few things from Atlantis. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good show with Jane. She's a nice lady. Great show with Ida Farhat as well. Yeah, villager. I even said I was just like a general villager in Atlantis. So I had a normal life basically. So it wasn't always like, a priestess life in a temple or whatever. But there's still an aspect of super soldiers that went back to Atlantis. And so John Whitberg has spoken about memories of Atlantis. And so's Arkin Ra, which is kind of cool, isn't it? If you had a time machine, where would you go? Oh, Mr. Kitty's just woken up. Oh, is he been sleeping with you? You need to make a big cat bed. Yeah. You'd go to Woodstock. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Got blue sky, guys. Blue sky. Still got some grey clouds, but where would I go? If I had a time machine, where would I go? My mind is saying I go to Bangkok when they built the temples, when they put that reclining Buddha in there. That's pretty amazing. Have I got that picture? I need to update the pictures of my thing because it just only lets me show certain things. It doesn't let me update the pictures when I'm on the live. So, yeah. Good day to you. So this is like a representation of what Christy Campbell tuned in with my energies. He tuned into my Tuatha De Danann, the Tua, the children of Danu DNA, the magical fairy folk. That's kind of funny. Uh, yeah. You think some time travelers just do concerts and big things that they can hide in the crowd. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh yeah, the talk about Nikola Tesla was interesting, right? So I was putting in a very unpopular comment because somebody kept saying no, no. But was he one person? Was he an archetype? Was he real? Because when you look back, there was that one photo, right? There's nothing else. There's no family. There's no testimony. There's no eyewitness accounts of him. There's just he was a recluse. So was he a time traveler? Yeah. Was he real, or was he a few people? So like people talk about Shakespeare being a collection of people who added into the works of Shakespeare. And that's why the stories are so different and stuff like that. I think even the Wizard Phil Barrows talked about being part of the Shakespeare thingy. You didn't know he was American. Yeah, that's true, actually. I didn't know he died in like the 1940s. I thought he was like all 1800s. Um, yeah. Or was he from Venus? Yeah, good point. Have I heard that before, Venus for him? Maybe. He's definitely off planet. I'm gonna ask John Whitberg about that actually and see what he knows about Tesla. Maybe we can get him to talk on the show. I'm trying to arrange Sacred Site series for next week. Um, Venus is a Taurian planet. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I have a Taurus moon, and I do have Venusian aspects, but they're all on ships now. I've got 3 Venusians. Actually, one lives in a cloud city on Venus. 2, I think, are in ships. One is a lecturer, like a well-being healing kind of lecturer. I'm not sure what the other one is, a diplomat, I think. He used to get his ideas from the Akashic Records, or so I've been told. Well, yeah, Flix had a similar thing last night saying that his information is available in the Akashic Records. So that's something that's accessible for us to go and have a look into. I don't know much about Vedic astrology either. But I kind of started to veer away from traditional astrology because I met this lady at a show a few years ago, and she was talking about like Lemurian astrology, something like that, and how it brought in that extra moon, and it just went so much deeper into things. Pretty sure she was talking about Lemurian astrology, and it made a lot more sense what she was saying. So I've not looked into that, but Mario is really smart about Vedic astrology. Has he done a show recently? Um, You know, my attention span is very small right now. It really is. I find it hard to watch other people's shows right now. I really do. I still need to watch the QHHT session that Drago Reed did with Audrey Walters. I still need to watch some of that. And I have been chatting to Audrey recently. She's reached out. So breathe, Brooke, breathe. Up late. So it's 7 a.m. here in the UK. Welcome, welcome in. I've got Guardian Keepers of the Light cards, if anybody would like a card. Starseed Palladian or Seven Sisters. Yes, yeah. Maybe around, that's Sirius, isn't it? The Seven Sisters. James, help me out with that one. I forget. I do connect into Palladians. I do believe I've got Palladian DNA, but it's not. I'm not very drawn to it. I do Palladian crystal healing. It's called Tamiana, which is interesting. I'm hoping a friend's going to teach me the next level on that, actually. So how is everybody? What time is it where you are? How's everybody feeling? Has anybody had a dream lately about the mole world? Let's all go to the mole world. The Pleiades, they usually say, oh, the Seven Sisters. Okay, thank you. Yeah. It's very early in the morning here. How was the Dragon Day? Yeah, the Dragon Retreat was really good, actually. I had 6 people join me, and we do like an afternoon. The energies were not as high as I thought they were going to be, because normally once I start to call in these kind of energies, I get a huge flush. And I was working, I've got these special crystals that are encoded to open the dragon portal. So they went around us. We had other crystals in. I felt like that there was a small dragon on my left leg. And I was a bit like, it's like we had a copper pyramid in the center. Everybody found sitting in the pyramid with the dragon skulls was like, wow, they didn't really want to get out of the pyramid, which was fine. And then we walked a medicine wheel. So we did a dragon medicine wheel, an elemental medicine wheel. You've asked for a card a couple of times. I've got them. I've not seen that. Yeah, where's your messages? Oh, I see one. I'll take a card. Thank you. I don't know. I must keep missing it, James. It's the timing. Well, you think I'm filtering you? No, James, you had a card yesterday. No, you're welcome. I just did not see your message at all. Please can we have the most aligned card, the most aligned guardian for James to assist him in his work and his healing right now. Please can we have guides coming forward in true benevolence with no conflicting agendas, and a helpful message. Oh, the message is changing. It's changing. You've got faith, humanity, and benevolence. It says, stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Well, James is the light. James is the light in the world. There we go. You're just getting used to my energy, maybe. As in, we are all one. When you do C5, I get a pain in my head. Okay, that does not sound good. Make sure that you're setting your protocols. And then you're doing the true benevolence, no conflicting agendas type of commands as well. So it could be that, that you're trying to get telepathic communication. That's possible. There are some people that I do telepath with. Like I think James and I are starting to get onto a wavelength, aren't we? Me and John Whitberg did telepathic at times. And me and Jason. And female-wise, there isn't really anybody female-wise that I connect with. Flix, I talk to Flix quite a bit. Are we telepathic? No, not yet. Flix is in a much higher vibration than me, though. Really high. Like, she's just, golden mantis all the way kind of energy. Armando. Okay, you've got charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Is this in relation to CE5? Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. So there might be a slight conflict in your mind about wanting to see, the connect with the aliens. That's also a thing. Are we using the term alien or are we using the term extraterrestrial? Now that we know that extraterrestrial also applies to off-world humans, Terrans, yeah? What do we think about that? Or are we using the term alien, which could be like, all the ETs that don't look like us? So, yeah, you see about Flix. Yeah, Flix is a really interesting being. Those Stargate connections, yeah. I started to rewatch Stargate SG1 yesterday, and somebody had sent me a photo. Norma sent me a photo of a Stargate that somebody had posted and basically said, like, this is in Iran or whatever. But I could see it was kind of a replica of the Stargate SG1, except it didn't have the symbols on. It was too close to looking like that. And they don't always look exactly like that. And they're not always that size, are they? You started Monarch Season 2. I've not watched Monarch Season 1. Is that available on Netflix? What do you think of it, Jason? You know what? I tried to watch yesterday, Universal Soldier, because I was looking for a bit like in Voyager where the Borg have got an alcove. I was looking for something where the soldier is standing up but they're supported and strapped in, because this is a memory I have and I'm trying to document a bit more. I couldn't find anything at all, so it was like, it's like I'm on a step or I'm on some kind of trolley but I'm upright, like if I'm on a sack truck or something, but it's for people, and I'm strapped across the chest and I'm strapped across the thighs, but I'm unconscious, but I'm strapped into this upright table type thing. That's the only thing I can think of. Do you think I might have a chance to make full contact? I do. So the Monarch is about Godzilla, Kong, Inner Earth and stuff. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? I wonder why they called it Monarch. I was trying to find Stranger Things, but I don't have Netflix. Yeah, you can watch compilations of things on YouTube. That's how I started. Because like John kept saying to me, you really need to watch Stranger Things. Like why haven't you watched Stranger Things? Because it's based on lots of people's programs. That's why. So I still haven't finished season 1 of Stranger Things, and I want to get to season 3, which is when my archetype comes in. So I want to see Monarch. You and Monica are an evil corporation. So anything that's called Monarch is related back into something nefarious, something sinister. Orion. That's an interesting point of view because I do have a memory of being on Orion. I have a memory of being involved with the Orion Syndicate, who are basically, I've been told, like terrorists. So I think I was a scientist for the Orion Syndicate at one point. It's one of the very first memories I had come in. But I was like a Japanese man in a lab at this screens and stuff, but it didn't seem very futuristic. It seemed a bit oldie. Not well. It was big. Computer stuff was big, but next to me there was a massive super soldier or an ET, and I'm flicking my consciousness back and forth. You notice the connection in the Skull Island movie. Interesting. Yeah, I'm being pushed into all the darker stuff right now, and I'm not sure I want to go there. I'm really hesitant. You guys can see I'm hesitant. You've got to watch Into the Void. That sounds familiar. Into the Void. Jason, have you watched Into the Void? Am I represented in that? So there's quite a few movies or TV shows where my character, my archetype, my energy, or literally just copies of me are in. Oh, it was a V shape. That's interesting. Yeah. Has anyone else seen a V-shaped UFO? I'm not sure what I've seen. I have seen 2 black helicopters over my house in the last 6 months. We're getting some nice light coming in. A lot more. I've seen 2 birds in the sky. That's good. Does anybody notice that the birds' flying patterns are just totally wrong these days? It's like rare to see birds flying in that V formation now. It's just the sky is too polluted for them. You know, you saw a bull thing in the day. Yeah, Draco reposted on his Facebook that he saw some kind of light or orb in the sky, but I couldn't see anything on the video, so I don't know about that. Jason's been tracking some kind of sphere, haven't you, Jason? What's going on with that? Tell us about Into the Void. Who's in that? That's quite interesting. So it's 7:10 a.m. here in the UK. I'm waiting to see if my son gets up. I've got a sneaky suspicion that he wants a day off sick because he came home last night, just went straight to bed and said, I'm really tired. So, which is unusual. Daddy's seen a ball thing in the daytime. I've not seen anything in the sky, but I did have that weird bird experience where there was something definitely cloaked and the bird smacked into it. So it was like a warning. Yeah, you're being monitored. He came out as full of baloney, like I called it. Am I getting the full chat here? Who came out? Okay, so it was in New Mexico. So there's a lot going down in New Mexico right now. Hi Terry, how you doing? So this card is for Danny, I think. Let me find where I am. Or is it for Brooke? This card is for Brooke. Danny, if you've not had a card, let me know. This card is for Brooke, whose neck is really bothering her. Let's see, can we have some healing energies for Brooke, please? Okay, you've got Mother Mary coming in with love and peace. So healing vibrations coming in for you. Blessings from Mother Mary. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Mother healing is coming your way. Just be open to receiving. So that's for Brooke. Mother Mary energies. Nice. So a card for Danny. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, card for Danny. What does Danny need to see? What does Danny need to hear? There's 2 cards, actually. You've got El Moria coming out saying, awakening presence. The universe is with you. We're a cloak of protection and love. But also, Ganesha came out. So we've got Lord Ganesh. It says infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Ganesh is one of my favorite guides. I need to set up a little shrine for Ganesh, actually. I do have a little Ganesh statue that I brought from India with me years ago. I need to find where he is. Yes. Ganesh, can I have a card, please? Can I have a card for me? I always forget to pull cards for me. I've got hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Nice, nice. Oh, it's getting brighter outside, guys. I have to have my son get up and go into the bathroom, so that's good. Purple Flame. Yeah, so I'm teaching Violet Flame Reiki starting tomorrow. It's going to run on Thursdays for 12 weeks. Yeah, so I might not be live tomorrow night. We'll just have to see how my energy is. And it's a great course. So it's all 4 levels, 40 sacred symbols, working with the goddess Guan Yin, calling in Saint Germain, but then we also call in other keepers of the Violet Flame over the 12 weeks. I did previously run it as a 16-week course, so I'm fine-tuning the content this time. Fine-tuning the experience so we can do it over 12 weeks. So it's like a mastery journey. We go into deep reflection, meditation. We work with these symbols. I channel vision questing. So yeah, so it's really good. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've only got a couple of students booked in, so I'm hoping to get 2 more in the next 24 hours. So I'm really excited. You are a very endearing lady. You lift my vibration a little bit, Anchorhaven. Yeah, I'd love to lift it more, but my energy's a bit low at the moment. Oh, talking about the Violet Flame, here comes Lady Portia. So she is the keeper of the Violet Flame. She's on the board of Karma and Justice. So she brings in a justice flame, and boy, did I have to embody her in January when I was getting a bit of targeting at me and Drago. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. So she's coming in as a teacher of the Violet Flame. Yeah. 12 weeks seems like deep. Yeah, it's a deep process that we go into. But we look at 3 or 4 symbols a week because each level has got 10 symbols on, and there's 4 levels. So it's like just a 2-hour session, like a live coaching session, which you get a video recording of, and you get handouts, which go into the manual and things like that. So it's good. And but everybody has a take on the symbols differently. So we do a lot of reflection work, and then we do a deep meditation, and then in the meditation vision quest you are activating with the symbols, you're activating with the Violet Flame. So it's not just like one attunement to the course, it's not just 4 because it's 4 levels, it's 12 weeks of attunements. That's how we do it. And this is an Atlantean teaching method that my guides kind of reminded me of. You want to learn how to set up a shrine. Is it like an altar? Yeah. So the altar is kind of like your work in progress. The altar is where you put all of your magical tools. It's like something that's changing all the time. A shrine is what people think of as an altar to that deity or that energy. That's the shrine that you're creating. Whereas an altar is the place where you'll have your candles, all that kind of things going on. So generally when I set up a working space or a shrine, we bring in all of the elements. Yeah, so go to the north part of your shrine and think, okay, how can I honor the north? Yeah, so I'm going to bring in something that's earthy. It's in, it's those earth energies. If it's elementals, it might be gnomes and things like that. So have a look into that. I think, what have I got on my website? I might have handouts on my website for that. I think my shop's gone down, so I'm gonna see if I can get my online shop back up today. Yeah, so whenever you're setting up any kind of altar or shrine, we bring in the quarters. We call in the quarters. We call in the east, the south, the west, the north. We bring in elements that represent all of those. Then you bring in your candles in the center, pictures or something that relate to the deity or the energy that you're connecting into. And we keep it fresh as much as you can. Yeah, so if you put flowers on, they have to be fresh flowers or a photo. Ideally, you don't let anything die on your altar. So if you have fresh flowers, you've got to keep swapping them out. So I actually just have like a plastic flower if I'm bringing in flowers, or if I'm bringing in water energies, I might bring in a cup of water, or I might just bring in a shell to represent the water element. Yeah, you can bring in herbs that represent, or crystals that represent. Yeah, no worries. So but the most important thing is to put it in a place where it's not going to be disturbed. Put it in a place where you feel this is my magical place. This is here to do my work. I feel inspired in this place. Yeah. I used to set up things in my home when I had my partner, and I set up like a nice crystal grid in like the hallway because we were going away one time, and I thought I want the house to be cleansed while I'm away. And he just came up to it, looked at it, and went, and just brushed everything onto the floor. I don't want that there, is what he said. So I did not feel safe to have my magical tools out. I used to have a travel altar. So I used to have a box. I've got a box here. It's over there. I'd have like a wooden box, and inside that box, I'd have mini representations of all of the elements or the gods and goddesses that I was connecting to. I'd have small things in a box, so I'd open that to be my altar when I needed it, right? You've got a war room, that's awesome. Or I'd have it in a drawer. I'd have all my magical tools in one drawer that he would never look in. So when I was doing my work, I just opened the drawer and everything I needed would be there. Yeah, so it's not always safe. Amanda's going to bed. Good night. Take care. See you later. Many blessings to you. Sweet dreams. And but yeah, so not everybody feels safe to get all their magical tools out or to have big shrines for things. So I still need to refresh and make some space. Just looking at my Guan Yin, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna set up a shrine for Guan Yin today to support me on my course tomorrow, starting tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time. So all of my courses, I have payment plans running. So I have to remind people that, yeah, there's a payment plan. You just don't get your certificates. You've made all your payments. So yesterday I sent out like 4 posts on Facebook trying to remind people that I know times are hard right now for some people, but we can transform that if we get together and work on this violet flame energy. So that's what I'm going to do today. Can I have a card about my violet flame course? Will I get the people that I require for this course? Soul flame, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. So Radha's coming out saying she's calling in the soul flames of people. So I'm going to get exactly who I need. We're on a soul vibration. Brooke says, may our higher selves meet up in the astral to discuss highest timelines tonight. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Okay, if anyone's not had a card and would like one, please let me know. I'm going to be on for another 9 minutes. You're welcome. And then I am going to go into meditation, I think. So what's everybody working on at the moment? I'm trying to write a book series. So I'm starting to try and document my alter identities. How much is the course? It's £333. So the deposit is £33. And the £300 balance can be paid over the 12 weeks. And yeah, it's a really nice course. It's a higher Reiki, so it's like a more advanced Reiki than what people might be used to. The vibration that we move into is quite a few steps up from any traditional Reiki. Yeah, it's actually good value because it's 4 levels. So I mean, just level 1, I've got it advertised at like £99, I think, for level 1 only. So if people just wanted to do 3 weeks of the course, they could, you know. But it's all 4 levels. They're all linear levels. It doesn't step up with Violet Flame Reiki. So there's some symbols on level 1 that are really powerful, maybe more powerful than stuff on level 4, So it's really cool. So every time I look at these symbols, I see something slightly differently. or the student will say something, and then we have these moments of like, wow, epiphany, Yeah, of course. I mean, I've done Indigo Angel courses that were like $700 and stuff. So yeah, I try to keep things as affordable as I can. But 12 weeks, and you actually get a bonus of like each month. So you get 3 sessions with me. You get one-to-one session each month, and that itself is worth like $75. Do you know what I mean? So you get 3 of those. So it's a no-brainer really. But let's see, because I'm hoping to only teach this once a year, but I've got a feeling we need to teach this a couple of times this year to really get the financial support that I need, and because people are rapidly changing. So we need to bring in the violet flame, but we also need to start bringing in the violet flame chakra, which accesses the many flames. So I've got this energy center here, which did get activated the other night when Dr. Amir was sending that flame energy to James. I could feel my gateway opening because he was calling in many flames. So I could feel that my access point was also opening as well. Yeah, no, I don't have any courses where I charge $1,000 or anything like that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should put something out there really high value just to see if anybody takes me up on it. That would be quite interesting. Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm too low price on my stuff. The value you get is immense as well. So yeah, but I'm working on a book, so I'm going to do a little bit more on my book each day. Yesterday I was writing about my alters, Ella from Nakwaffen. I was writing about another version of her, which is more black market scientist. I'm calling her Erin right now. I'm not like EREN. I'm not sure if that's right, but I was talking about my alter Lucia, who is the one that John Whitberg knows. And she was a corporate spy. I was documenting Ella is the one that knows David Purcell. It's a little bit darker. So I started to document that, and it's making me feel a bit sick talking about her. Today I'm going to write a bit more about my major who is on Mars and see if I can get more information coming about her. I see her in a war room. It's interesting that you said that before. What did you think of that Ross interview? Yeah, that was really interesting. So that guy, what was his name? I believe he believes that it was true. His eyes were very dilated. I did zoom in and see his eyes were dilated. His body language was very open, so he was really trying his best to be forthcoming. I felt like he is a true experiencer. However, I don't know how he's got so much recall because he was going into a lot of detail, wasn't he? But there are some people that remember the doctor's appointments. They remember being tested a bit more. So we had a lot of information. I know people in the chat were dissing him, saying, "Oh, he's not saying anything." He was saying tons, wasn't he? Like when you listen to experiences in our community, and I know from my own personal experience of memory fragmentation, that he had a lot of information that he was sharing to be able to say, how he responded to questions or questions that he was asked, or the amount of level of detail he has is immense. So I was surprised by that. But initially, I could feel my heart beginning to activate. So I could feel his emotional resonance was high. Yeah, he was very disassociated. So he was able to talk about things in a way. Because if somebody asked me a direct question about SSP, I don't know if I could answer that question. It's just why at the moment I'm getting invitations to go on other people's podcasts, and it's a bit of a straight no for me because I'm still working through a lot of this information. So I feel comfortable with Rob because I'm only talking about stuff that I'm discovering for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we move on to card readings, which makes me feel more comfortable because it's like my domain. So if I have to sit there and do that interview with full body on camera, like people analyzing your body language, your voice tones, your facial expressions, I'd be really intimidated by that. So yeah, Brooke's saying she needs to share. So it's very important right now that we all start to document our memories before it just gets all wiped out. Yeah, so they're already messing with the planetary grid systems. They're starting to put people to sleep more. So they're kind of showing that they can control our beings, our bodies. They can control us. If they wanted to, they could. So so let's start writing the books and let's try and put information out there, even if it's not perfect, even if it's like you're just putting it onto the page and publishing on Amazon. That's absolutely fine. I mean, Christy Campbell, she has been like, not memory dumping, but she's been like putting everything on paper, publishing it, and then going back and making some changes, making changes to the edition and to the titles or whatever. And so it's just important to get these things out at this point. Journaling is important. However, I've got self-defeating alters that will hide my journals. Where did they go? Where did they go? I have no idea. I can't even say there's somebody in my house that's messing with my stuff right now, because I don't have a partner. It's just me and my son, and he keeps to his quarters and I keep to my quarters. So I know that it's me counteracting myself. I've got self-defeating alters, right? So they're working against me in my mind. So it might be I'm doing all this good work, and then something else will kick in and just go, I'll just hide that in that cupboard. She'll never look over there. So it's like, what? Right? So it's insane. But that's probably something I'm going to write a little bit about today, actually, because it was Sean Bond that let me know that there is self-defeating alters. So I might have one really good one that's like, like my Captain Marvel type figure, but then surrounding her is a whole team of other alters that are programmed to stop that one moving forward into the forefront of the mind. Right? So once I realized that, oh, okay, this is why some things just go off track. I get redirected. Yeah, so there's a lot going on in there. Surprise me. But the compartments are breaking down, and they're breaking down because I've started to access the Montauk. Um, yeah, gotta get something to eat. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm coming on live every 12 hours or so because I'm trying to get to 500 followers. And then we'll see if we want to continue this much going live after I get to 500. I'm so close. I am so close, guys. I really am. I've got like 25 to go or something. So another couple of days and I should be at 500 followers, I think. We will see. But take care. Yeah, so if anyone would like a card before I finish, pop a message in the chat right now. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to do a little bit of writing now, so I feel a bit inspired by you guys to start trying to document my alters. I'm going to have to go rewatch all of my videos as well to get see what I've forgotten, basically, what's been wiped out. So 21 to go. Oh, yeah, I'm nearly there. I need to get a nice cold drink, so I think it's going to be a hot day. It's going to be a warm day here in UK. 7:30 a.m. in the northwest of England. I'm in the Liverpool City region, and I'm so close to 500 followers. So it just shows that coming on daily, having that regular routine, has an impact on the follower count. Yeah. So you get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. You can always grab your phone and do an audio recording, what you just was dreaming about. Okay, so I can't find all of my audio recordings, and I went into my phone notes the other day, and there were some notes that I didn't recognize. One was from when I was in Devices at the Basis conference, and I must have woken up that morning, input a note onto my phone, and maybe gone back to sleep. And I sent it, I copied the message and I sent it to Drago and I said, did I talk to you about this? Because it was, I'd had an experience in the night and I had a dream that we were in an underground base. But there is an underground base in Devices. Pretty sure about that because there's a prison facility nearby and stuff. So, and then there was another one I'd had about, what's his name? It's another super soldier. In the programs, he's called George. I can't think what his name is. But I'd had a note about him. And the note basically said that I was watching a video he did with Penny Bradley, and I looked at him and said, that's George. And then he said, in the programs, I'm known as George. And I was like, whoa, okay. But there's also another version of him that's at Cheyenne Mountain, and I believe I knew that version of him as well. I sent him a friend request recently, but he's not seen or whatever. He's not seen my message. So, yeah, so there's like, so I'm finding notes. So I need to go back and see. I'm not sure if I've got an alter that would start deleting things from my notes. Who knows? Yeah, but I do need to do more audios. I do a lot of audio voice notes with friends because I find it easier to do voice notes. And even though I've got one friend that doesn't really like voice notes, and I still keep doing it because it's a great way for me to try and get it out. But yeah, so I've got those. Yeah, I do. I need to do more. Anyway, take care, everybody. I will be live later on. Today's Wednesday. It's Awakened Wednesday. Yes, no full disclosure now conference this year. Breaking news. You heard it here first from Ida Farha. However, so she was organising with Brian Singh. I know on good authority that she did a lot of the organising, the day-to-day running and coordination of the conference. So maybe he will do his own conference, but she just won't be involved. Who knows? But there's a lot of conferences going on right now, isn't there? Is it Alien Event is the next one? Quite a few people we know are going to the Alien Event. There's even somebody I know from the UK that's going over there. So it's going to be in Sedona. Yeah. See, there's a version of me that grew up in Sedona, in the underground base there. A Project Paperclip scientist version of me grew up there. And so when I hear about Sedona, my body goes, oh no. Oh no, no, no. So I don't know what's going on there in Sedona. Although Chris, what's his name? Oh, my mind's so blank right now. Chris, the Bigfoot man, he did an analysis on that property that Brian was trying to purchase, and it's really weird. There's like pockets of portals that come up from the ground. It's really, really weird. So as he was talking about it, I was tuning in, and we spoke about it on a video I did. Um, Christopher Jacobs and Joanna, yeah. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, check my website. I've got some cool things going on at the moment. See you later.